Happy Monday! It's Adri here with Cloud and Joy doing our Monday at 3 p.m. IG Lives. For those of you who've been tuning in, thank you so much. And if you haven't been, every Monday we're going to be doing some IG Lives with amazing guests at 3 p.m. PST and 6 p.m. EST. I'm just going to give some shout outs to people joining the live. Hello, Allie. And hi, Kirsten. Hi, Julia. And then just say hello as you join the chat or give us some hearts. We're so excited today. We have such an amazing special guest that we are going to be learning about. But in the meantime, I hope everyone had an amazing weekend filled with ice cream and good vibes. And if you haven't already, we have a newsletter that goes out every Sunday. And we just feature lots of really cool articles and tips. This weekend, we gave out summer inspo wallpapers. So for those of you who are always looking for new wallpapers, we gave those in the email. And it's not too late. Go to cloudandjoy.com/subscribe. And I'm going to, I'm going to pin it so you guys can subscribe. Pin comment. There we go. So go check that out. And our next article that we shared is 8 tips to make your dreams a reality. And that's a really special thing right now. And that is basically what we're going to talk about today on the live with Casey Jones, which is Casey Blaustein is her name. Casey Jones Inc. is the company she started. And we here at Cloud and Joy, as much as we love ice cream, we love girl bosses. And someone who really stuck out to us was Casey, because she is all about making your dreams a reality and turning your passions into so much more. So without further ado, I'm going to just give a little intro and then we're going to bring Casey in. So Casey has been exercising her passions for art and art experiences for many years. And since then, she started working with big time clients like Viacom, Tom's, Target, Kettle Chips, Lacoste, Fabletics, Nivea, and so much more. And she really shows us through her journey how she made something that was her passion into not just projects, but her reality and her work. So we're going to ask her some questions. We're going to learn so much more about how we can turn our dreams into a reality and live our best lives. So I'm going to bring Casey in. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Casey. All right. And while we're waiting, I'm going to give some shout outs. Thank you. Oh,
hi.
Hello. Hi, Casey.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm shocked I learned how to actually do this live thing. I was a little scared, but
I love your background. That is so cool.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was one of my first chalkboard to backdrop paintings I ever did. So
wow,
kind of always gone with me from place to place wherever I go. It's one of my favorites.
It is so beautiful, and so
Thank
are
you.
you. Thank you so much for joining us. This is so exciting. Okay, so I want to jump right into it because we've been looking forward to interviewing you, and it's so exciting. So, well, first I wanted to just ask you, because we ask all of our guests this, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
That's easy. Chocolate chip cookie dough is my first.
Okay.
And then coffee chip. I like ice cream with like texture. Like
that sounds so good.
It. Yeah.
Did you say coffee chip?
Coffee chip.
Okay, so you would love our cafecito because it has cocoa nibs also. So it's like cafecito cocoa nibs. So
anything with like texture in it that's sweet, I love.
Ooh, I'm all about it. In the comments, everyone, drop your favorite ice cream. Do you guys like coffee chip also? What is your favorite? That sounds delicious. Now I'm craving that. So Casey, I'm going to jump right into it and tell us a little bit about how everything started. How did this all begin?
Sure. So before I started my company, I was in branding and marketing. And I was actually working for an alcohol company. I worked for Grey Goose and Corzo Tequila. And then I was, in a small startup, which was great. But I didn't really drink. And I knew my passion was more in the art world. So I didn't know what that was. I just knew I always loved to plan events, or, I always used to do interior design for my friends' apartments or their parties. So I knew it was in that world. And I just started doing things that made me happy creatively. So I started taking oil painting and acrylics and, you know, jewelry making and whatever, bunch of like whatever I could find that made me happy. And it kind of fell onto my 30th birthday where I used those skills I learned and made a big chalkboard, like 8 by 8 feet, and we made it into a photo booth backdrop. And my friend set up his camera and we started taking pictures, and it right away became this really vibrant, beautiful, really fun gathering, and all the, you know, fun of the party was captured with this cool branded backdrop. And so we put the photos online so our friends could download them. And from that, people changed their profile pictures and shared them. And I started getting blind requests for backdrops for weddings and bar mitzvahs. I was like, oh, people like this. I guess I'll try it on the weekends, like do the work on the weekends. So I started accepting gigs and started taking them on and posting about them. And then within 3 months, we booked the Golden Globes, and
Wow.
I want to jump into it full time. Yeah. So
Within
that's kind of how it started. Yeah, we did Extra, the TV show Extra. We did their Christmas party, and they loved it so much that they brought us on to do their one-on-one room at the Golden Globe. So we had like and the way the one-on-one rooms work is the second people get their Golden Globe, they come backstage and take photos in the different networks rooms. So this was like my 5th gig, and I had like the big winners of like the night coming in. Yeah, I look back and I'm like, oh, that background sucked, but you know, it's like you learn. But that's how we started, and it's kind of grown from a photo booth to you know, we do press walls, we do art live at events, we do illustrations. So it's really grown from one thing and into what other demands we've received from brands and consumers.
That is so wild to me how it went from just a party, a fun creative thing that you wanted to do, and it just blew up. It sounds like social media had a lot to do with that.
Yeah,
really
it has, and it still does. I don't do any sort of advertising. I think I've done like one Facebook ad just to see what would happen, but everything has been word of mouth and spreading mostly through Instagram.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
And it's cool that like something that was your passion somehow became a reality. I guess it's just perfect too. That's unreal. So then what happened next, like with the boards and whatnot?
So I started taking it on. I could make it more of like my everyday type of job. And what was really great, again, about the photo booths was that the whole point is taking pictures. So it organically spread. And just networking at the events, you know, one friend gets married and they all get married. So like, you do it for one friend and then you're at everybody else's wedding. So it kind of kept going like that. And then because my background was in branding, I had a lot of contacts that worked with, you know, Kettle Chips or Nivea. And it from those relationships and that networking in my last life, it organically kind of built into, can you do art live at this trade show? Or can you know, do a traveling background so we can promote this new show that's coming out. So it's been like that up until pretty recently. And now we're starting to do consumer goods, and we have a little shop where we're selling coloring kits and, you know, backdrops that people can buy, and we just ship them to them. So it's kind of traveled in more of like a consumer base now.
Yeah, because I was thinking too, and I know we cover this in your article, I was wondering how, because this is obviously different now that COVID's happened, and it's not going to be the same with these large gatherings. So essentially you said that you made it more portable by doing, what is it? Is it like a DIY, or is it that you make it and you're sending them out?
We make them and we send them out. So for the backdrops themselves, we have tons of themes. We have wedding themes and jungle themes and space themes. It's anything that like a kid party or a wedding vibe would kind of want. And they can purchase the backdrop as is, and it ships to them with a stand. So the do-it-yourself part is you set it up and you create the photo experience with our backdrop. And then we also have a package on top of that where we can customize it for you. So it could say Cloud enjoys ice cream Palooza or whatever from a pre-designed ice cream backdrop. So it's just a little bit extra, but you get it personalized. It gets shipped to you, and you create the whole experience at home.
That's so creative. And I
It's
know you
fun.
said something about like coloring kits. I was really
Yeah.
interested to learn about that. Okay, tell us, because what you're doing, I think, is very unique. If it's, yeah, tell
Thanks.
everyone what you're doing.
So the coloring kits kind of started in the way that our photo booth started, where COVID happened. All my events were postponed and then eventually canceled. And I was having massive anxiety. Like, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to? What's the plan? And I didn't know the plan, so I just did what made me happy, and I started coloring on the windows, and like drawing little notes and quotes and things like that, and it kind of just calmed me down a little bit. And then as people saw it, like our friends, I'd post pictures, and then our friends would come by with their math. They'd see the art that's done, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll try doing it as a kit. So I made the kit, and basically what that is you can pick from templates, and there's a way to transfer it on your window or mirror. And then there's removable paint pens. So you have an outline of one of our Casey Jones ink designs, you color it in, and you can leave it up for as long as you want, or, take it down the next day. So those are fun for birthdays.
That is
fun
crazy cool.
Yeah, it's really fun. And we started to do it mostly when the protests happened, because that was touched me a lot. It was really important to me, the activism behind that. So I created a kit where it's all Black Lives Matter artwork. And that way people could stay at home and protest or show their support safely from their windows, and
Wow.
show unity that way. And those kits, all the proceeds from that, the profits from that, go to different social activist organizations.
That is so creative.
Yeah, it's
That is
fun.
so creative.
Thank you.
Wow. And I mean, we saw that you were doing a lot of social activism work. And are you doing murals right now? What are some of the things that you're
Yes.
doing
So
in murals?
we're also doing, we're taking that concept of the kits and bringing them to stores. So we'll do our social change art on storefront windows, but incorporate the store. So, for example, we just did a pet store in Studio City, and instead of the Fists of Solidarity, we did all paws of different colors. So it was really cute, and the dog had a protest sign that said, dogs for Black Lives Matters, and love comes in all colors like dogs. And we did another one at Boulevard Kitchen in Sherman Oaks, where all the hands were holding like cooking supplies. So
Oh, I saw that one on your story.
yeah.
So you posted about these on your Instagram. Are they still up there on your highlights if people wanted to see?
Yeah.
Okay, so if anyone wants to see what we're talking about, when our live's done, definitely go check out Casey's Instagram, because I saw the one with the cooking arms up. It was so creative.
Yeah. Thanks.
So it's like a larger version of what the coloring kits are. So the coloring kits are like DIY at home. You can create art that basically goes on your window. How do you remove it, by the way?
It's really easy. So the kit includes a sponge, and all you need is a sponge with some soap and water, and you just lightly go over it. And then it also includes it's like a putty thing. It's like a putty scraper that doesn't scratch your window. So if you're getting lazy and you don't want to continuously go like that, you can just scrape it off. So you can get it off, within a minute. Really easy to use.
So creative. And I love the concept of people showing their support from up in their windows, whether they live in a building or a home, to show their support of the movement, the BLM movement, and other movements.
Yeah.
They don't have to go outside if they don't want to. They can just show their support through their windows. That's such an amazing creative idea.
Thank you. Yeah, that was what kind of drove me to push the kits more, because I wanted to find a way to, I didn't feel safe going to the protest just because I'm with my father, who, just around some high risk people. And it was a way for to me to show support and help others show support in a way that might feel safer to them. Or it lasts a long time too, because the art's up for as long as you want it. And it's been cool. We've had the mailman always posts photos when he comes, and our UPS delivery person always, tags me and posts photos. So it feels good that people are excited about that.
Oh my gosh, we have a question that just came in as you said that. I wonder if she can do a digital backdrop for Zoom events. Can you ask her?
Yeah, we've done that before. We've done that before. What we're also doing, just because digital backdrops, you know, depending on what's going on, it can get a little choppy. But we've had companies order backdrops just for behind them for Zoom calls, since everyone's working from home and they easily take it up, put it down. If they have a meeting, they just, you know. So those are, yes, we do that.
That's really cool. I love how you took just your basic idea of the backdrop and you found so many different ways to play with it, and then you even made it a front drop on Windows. That's so interesting. Um, I guess my next question would be, I mean, listening more to your journey coming from you. And of course, we have more details in the article for anyone who hasn't read it yet. Casey really dives deep in that article, and you can get it at cloudandjoy.com/subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. But the next question would be, for there's lots of entrepreneurs out there, especially right now, with everyone working from home and with changes in life. What kind of advice would you give a young entrepreneur who's looking to take their creativity to the next level and make it a profession?
Yeah, I think what's really important, and it's something I've really had to learn, is figure out exactly what you're passionate about. There's so, or and what makes you stand out as an entrepreneur or an artist. And I have found that in the beginning, especially, I compared myself to what so many other artists are doing. And it got very overwhelming. Like, maybe I should be putting my art on this, or maybe my style should be a little bit more, you know, 3D and animated. But I realized when I was focusing on what made made my art stand out and make it feel like me, that's when I got the most response, because they could identify it with my look or my style or my brand. So I really didn't need to try to do what everyone else was doing, because people recognized, you know, my look for what they wanted. So I would just hone in on what you think your style is, and find companies that maybe are like-minded that you think would enjoy it too.
That's wonderful. Um, and I guess the next question would be, what's next in the pipeline?
Oh, well, I'm working on the shop. So building more consumer goods. We're going to launch some t-shirts soon.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. And I've always in the past with our photo booth activation, it's always been, you know, live photo booths. So it's remarketing like our chalk shot in a box art, our photo booth thing to go, remarketing that service to weddings now that we just ship everything. It's more the like drop and go event sort of things. So working on building that and making my event planner contacts aware of that new service.
So I guess another, no, I just thought of this for someone who is just starting out and coming up with a creative idea, like a young entrepreneur who wants to try something new, whether it's art related or something else. How would they form those initial contacts right now in COVID? Because you said that you had a lot of these contacts.
Yeah.
So what do you think the best advice would be to get in touch with like these different brands, or if they wanted to jumpstart a project or a collaboration?
Well, I think it's really important to have a portfolio of work that really feels like you, and shows how diverse your work can be, but also shows what makes you different, what makes you you, is what, like I was saying before. And then it would be a matter of IDing brands that I personally think that have your same style, or that's how Elaine and I, who you interviewed 2 weeks ago, I believe, how we came
Elaine.
together. Oh, there she is! Yay! um, that's how we came together, because her style is so colorful and bright and fun and uplifting, and I really feel like my style is the same way. So when we teamed up, we didn't have to convince each other it would make sense. It was like, oh yeah, our styles just like bring the other to life a little more. So I would just kind of go that way and see what other brands and influencers, or, you know, people speak to you in whatever they're doing, if it matches your art.
So essentially, to sum it up, like finding your voice, finding what makes you unique, what makes your style authentically you, and then connecting with different brands or companies that kind of have the same outlook or look or fit kind of what you're going for in terms
Yeah,
of
and
both
have
mission statement.
examples to show that, I think.
Okay, and having a portfolio, of course, of
Yeah.
that fits that. Okay, that's great. And of course, if anyone in the chat right now has any questions, we have Casey here. I have a few more questions, but I want you guys to ask questions because it's such a great opportunity to have someone here who's been through it all, had the full journey, and is now making even more creative content and products. If you haven't checked out her Instagram, it's really amazing and it showcases a lot of the work that we're talking about today. So I'm going to go through and see if anyone else has questions because I know that, and if you see any, Casey, of course, like feel free to respond. Let's see. Okay. We have some, Ali Froman loves basic vanilla ice cream. Us too. And about digital marketing. The kit is great for kids and it's washable, which is great because we're all kids at heart and we all make messes. And I guess like a question that I have, so your next steps are mainly featured around showcasing your art mostly like digitally and online and in ways that can be easily shipped. Is there anything that else in terms of social justice? We love like what you're doing. Is there ways that we can expand it out further into the community?
In terms of products and things like that, what I'm personally doing?
Yeah, so just to reiterate for anyone who is just now joining us, Casey's creating these has created coloring kits that support the BLM movement and other movements. Is there anything else in terms of different movements that you're thinking about creating product for or content for?
We do a lot with well, right now we're focusing on the social advocacy, but we do a lot with the Parkinson's Foundation as well.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
amazing.
it's close to my heart. My father has Parkinson's, so we work a lot with them. And then from the beginning, we've teamed up with an organization called the Crayon Initiative, and they're super cool. What they do is they collect used crayons from restaurants because for health purposes, I didn't know this, but restaurants have to throw the crayons away right after they're used, or they're supposed to.
Really?
I don't think
Oh, I guess
I don't think they do, but they're supposed to.
I guess it makes sense. I mean, what are you gonna do with
Especially now.
crayons? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So usually when they throw those away, they don't break down in landfills. So they take up a ton of space, A, and then B, it's just, you can make use out of it. So the Crayon Initiative, they collect the crayons, they melt them down, they remake crayons, and it's all donated to children's hospitals. So the kids in the hospitals can color. And so we do a lot for them. All of our services to them are free. And we do all of their like holiday parties, and they do golf tournaments. And so we provide our services to them for free too. So
Casey, how are you so creative? This is amazing.
thanks.
We love it. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, how do you come up with these ideas? What's your inspiration? How do you do it? That's amazing.
It's like when I'm stressed, I'm like, I just have to do something that makes me happy. And then I like color on, like I said, the wall, or, I have a party. I'm like, I need a cool backdrop. And I don't know. It's so funny. It's like, I have found that overthinking, I can loop if I overthink. But when I'm just relaxed and I'm drawing for fun, or I team up with someone who has an idea, that's what inspires me is just kind of throwing something on the wall when I don't have to think about it, or when I have to think for someone else. That's why I love working with brands, because they already have a brand identity. They already have like certain colors they need to use. They have a certain message they want to put out there. So I love being creative for other people. Like I love when someone gives me a prompt and I have to create something to bring words on paper to life in a mural or in marketing materials. That's super creative for me. That's a fun challenge for me. That sparks my creativity, I'd say.
Ugh, I love that. That's a great creative process, what you
Yeah.
said. That's really cool. We have a
Thanks.
question that, yeah, thank you for sharing that with us. I know, I was like, how is she coming up with all these amazing ideas? We need to know. We have a question that just came in. Would love to hear more about the social advocacy work. What inspired you to do it?
It was really feeling that I had to do something, and I wanted to do something that felt right to me. Again, like going to the protests with being around people that can't get sick, that didn't feel true or comfortable for me. But it was very important to do something, and um, just I don't know. Again, it was like, how can I show my support? And I drew the art on the windows, and when the mailman and the delivery people came by and told me how important, like thanked me for it, that it selfishly, it was such a good feeling that I could make them feel good. And I'm like, oh, I gotta let all kids do this and all people do this. And what's really cool about the kits too is I teamed up with an organization called Plus One Society, and they're super educated on the organizations that need to be supported. And that's what I found super helpful too, was leaning on people that were more educated on the best ways to support. Like, I know I can color, I know I can create stuff, but I didn't know where the money should go specifically. And so I teamed up with them, and they created a 10 tips for parents on how to raise racially or race conscious children. So that comes with the kit too. So it's really cool. So it's become like this tool for parents to kind of talk to their kids about what's going on, and help guide parents on the right things to say, and how to gently talk about these really horrific things that are happening. And while you're coloring, it's a very calm and easy way to start a discussion. And why are we coloring hands? And what does this anti-racist bracelet mean? And so it's a really fun, creative way to support and help parents teach their kids how to change and how to accept and absorb, not accept, but absorb what's going on.
That is so beautiful. And I love that you team up with different organizations for your projects. I think that's really special.
That's been a lifesaver for me, because I have a tendency to, like I said, I get very stressed and I try to take everything on. But teaming up with people, like, let the experts be the experts and what they do, and see what I'm an expert at, how I can support their cause. So that's another great tip, I think, for people, entrepreneurs. Like, you can't do it all. Like, if you're art minded, you may not be able to balance your books. You may have to have someone else do that, or you might need someone to reach out for your PR, and don't you try to do that. So teaming up with other brands and experts in different fields has been great for me.
Okay, that's a great tip for entrepreneurs everywhere. That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Anyways, is there anything else you want to add, Casey? I feel like we've already learned so much from you today.
I would like to know where I can get Cloud and Joy in the Mar Vista, Venice area.
Yum. Don't make me crave it right now, Casey. So with Cloud and Joy, we will be announcing updates very soon, hopefully, about where it will be available and different ways that it will be available. We're still in the works of different things, so it's hush hush. But as soon as something becomes available, everyone will know. And Casey, you need to try that Cafecito coffee and cocoa nibs. You're gonna love it. It's gonna change the game for you.
I'm such a, like, if you go on my Instagram account, you'll see there's like every 2 weeks a photo of my dad and I eating ice cream. It's like we've bonded through life over like basketball and ice cream. So to know that like there's like a low calorie option, I'm like, this is gonna be really bad, because I'm just gonna eat so much more ice.
No, it's gonna be really good. Actually, what's interesting about ours is Yeah, it's like it's healthy lifestyle ice cream. So it's like low
Yeah.
calorie, low carb, low fat, low cholesterol, non-GMO, soy-free, gluten-free. It's like all the things, you know?
Yeah.
But for some reason, I don't feel like I have cravings to eat so much. I feel like it's so satisfying with just that amount, just that small amount. You don't really need to overdo it. So like you don't need to binge or you don't need to feel guilty. It's like the best feeling with ice cream.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I've noticed that when I have like really great ingredients, like pure chocolate or like really great, you know, like it's from the good source,
yeah.
you fill up quicker. Like it kind of like it does. It like fills your craving and you feel like full.
Yeah, I
So that's
think
great. I
when
can't wait to try
ingredients
that.
are natural and like
Hmm.
clean like that, you're completely right. You just feel satisfied. You don't feel like you
Yeah.
need to overdo it. I don't know what they're putting in their ice cream, but that makes you feel like you need more. But this is like, you're gonna love it. It's perfectly satisfying in all the
Yeah,
ways.
I'm
Dad's gonna
excited.
like it too.
I know he'll
And
love
it's
it.
like low sugar, so mind blown. With
It's
ice cream,
perfect
that's like,
for quarantine you know,
yeah.
craving.
Oh yeah, it's the perfect. So we're so excited and we can't wait for you to try it, of course. And
Yeah.
for anyone who wants to follow our journey and isn't following yet, follow us on Instagram at Cloud and Joy. Follow our newsletter at cloudandjoy.com/subscribe. Casey is featured in this week's newsletter. So if you haven't read the article yet, yes, you have to check it out. It's really cool. We also have another article that we pulled based off of Casey's article, and it's called 8 Tips to Make Your Dreams a Reality. And that was inspired by Casey. And we also have summer inspo wallpapers for your background. So if you like ice cream and you want positive words or anything, we are always spreading the joy. So if you want to get one of our wallpapers. And as we mentioned, we interviewed Elaine Chaya, a good friend of both of ours, a couple weeks ago. So go check out her article, which is also very inspiring. Thank you, Elaine, for sharing the love, introducing us today together. And we have so many more really cool articles, recipes, healthy lifestyle tips, and more coming soon. And of course, if you have any questions for Casey, feel free to DM Casey, comment on her stuff, give her lots of love on all of her accounts. Casey, if you want to plug right now, let us know where we can find you, where we can find your work, where we can request things, buy the coloring kits, and more. Tell us right now.
Awesome. Yeah. So my Instagram is at Casey Jones Inc. with a K at the end. And then everything can be purchased at CaseyJonesInc.com. There's a section for the shop KJI. So the kits are there. Our backdrops are there. We have masks. You can buy really cool face masks there. So yeah, that's the shop place. So
okay, so it's Casey with a K, Jones Inc. with a K.
yes.
Very creative. I see
Thank
what you
you.
did there.
Glad you did because it gets lost in translation sometimes.
No, it's perfect. It fits so well. So CaseyJonesInc.com and Casey Jones Inc. on Instagram.
Yes.
And follow her for all the new projects, for the amazing content and products that we talked about today. And I'm going to try to make this an IGTV, so anyone who wants to rewatch it can come back and share it with friends. We have amazing tips that we talked about today for young entrepreneurs, or really just entrepreneurs in general who are navigating this time and want to grow their passions into something so much more. And whether it's a business, a career, whatever they want to do to make it a reality. Thank you so much, Casey. Is there anything I'm forgetting?
No, I don't think so. Everybody stay safe.
Everybody stay safe. Have a happy Monday. For more inspo, follow Casey, follow Cloud and Joy. And every Monday, again, every Monday, 3 p.m., we will be hosting an IGTV live, or an IG live, and we're going to post it to IGTV for anyone who can't make it. And we're going to be covering different topics and featuring amazing, amazing people like Casey who inspire us to do better, to do more, and to love ourselves to our fullest. Thank you so much, Casey.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everyone, for tuning in. Mwah! Bye, everyone. Bye, Casey.